The Black Stars of Ghana will be preparing for the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. And as part of preparation for that tournament, which will be hosted across the three countries, they would be taking on Japan, a World Cup bound team, and also South Korea, another World Cup bound team. And as part of, getting the team ready for that tournament, we'll also be looking touching base with the 2025 Japanese Ambassadors Cup, which will be happening on November 15 and November 16. And today, I've got the ambassador to Japanese ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Hiroshi Yoshimoto, to talk to about football, martial arts, cultural exchange, and everything that has to do with what will be happening in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm delighted to have you speak with.
Thank you very much for having me.
I hope I got your name right, though.
Yeah.
I mentioned it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, yeah. Great stuff. Let me just first ask you about, let's start off with martial arts. Mm-hmm. Some few weeks ago, I was at the same premises to cover the launch of the 2025 Japanese Ambassadors Cup. Not many people follow martial arts in this part of the country, but I think the sport is gradually gaining some bit of an attention. Just your initial assessment of what you've seen ever since you assumed this role with regards to martial arts.
I think this is my personal impression. Ghanaian people love, I think, martial arts. I happen to be in the movie premiere featuring the Japanese animation called Demon Slayer, which focusing on the samurais battling. So we got a huge enthusiasm among the young people. So maybe martial arts will have a huge potential in this country to be furthermore explored in terms of, I think, popularity and things. So in fact, Japanese embassy for the kind of Ambassador Cup and for martial arts, judo, karate, and kendo and jiu-jitsu. In each of the tournaments and games, young kids and young youth, young people demonstrate enthusiasm about things. So I feel the potential of this martial art to be further got attention and direction in this country.
What are you looking to see at the end of the competition, the 2 days? It's November 15 and 16, right? From where you see it, what are you looking to see at the end of these 2 days? What would you call success?
I think maybe all the participants of these for tournaments will share the joy, the enthusiasm, and the attraction of these martial arts. And during the competition, we selected a champion of these martial arts, and it's not a kind of a game, but also beyond the game. So share the enthusiasm and love for that martial arts, and that is kind of a good opportunity for them to explore the popularity in this country.
It's good that you mentioned the popularity of the sports, and one thing to help it is infrastructure. Is there any partnership between Ghana and Japan to help push the sports infrastructure to help grow the sport?
Yes. And so officially speaking, the embassy is not sufficient funds for cover that cost. But between the good relationship between the association of each country in the martial arts, they have exchange programs, and the Japanese Association of, say, Judo Association, Kendo Association, provides some, equipment to this country, like, wearing judo wearing and some, some gadgets for the kendos.
I know you have probably done a survey on the interest of the sport amongst the Ghanaian youth. What can you tell us with that? Do you think there needs to be more education about the sport? Because a lot of people think it's actually a sport you can actually take up more like a self-defense stuff. What can you say to that?
I think so. Maybe when we look at the martial arts competition, so we clearly understand martial arts. It's not it's just a matter of sports. It's a good opportunity for them to be disciplined and educated. So maybe they can develop the discipline and the courtesy and some other, values like teamwork and aiming the perfection. Those things are run through the training and competition of martial arts. We see the more potential in the educational side.
Would we see the Japanese community on November 15, 16? I'm asking so because when you look at football, the last time we saw a Japanese play for a football club was Jindo Morishita, and we saw a lot of the Japanese community at the stadium to support him. Would we see that level of support at the two events on November 15 and 16?
Yes. We invited Japanese community people to this event. So maybe some people, including some Japanese overseas volunteer staff and private company resident with experience in the field of martial arts, will come and see and cheers.
Just for education purposes, I realized that martial arts is actually broken into four. There's we can talk about judo, karate, and kendo. All of these fall under martial arts. But what is your biggest interest in all of these three that I've mentioned, and which one do you think we can actually gain some grounds here in Ghana?
Historically speaking, judo has a long history developed here in Ghana, but for martial arts, also the same value and meaning. So we cannot decide which one is the best or not.
That's great stuff. Let's move away from martial arts and talk about football. Japan and Ghana share a very strong football culture. How do you view the current state of Ghanaian football? I know you've been watching and paying attention to what you see on TV, on radio.
And I think Ghanaian football players have a superior physical abilities compared to the Japanese players. I consider the individual abilities of the players to be quite high in comparison to those of Japanese players. And even the top Japanese football player like Mr. Kubo commend the abilities of the black stars, like Mr. Kudu and Mr. Semenyo.
Semenyo, you want to say? Yeah, so, I mean, you mentioned that Kudus and Semenyo are mostly your favorite players. There's a big game coming up on November 14. These players are not part of the Black Star squad, but Ghana gets an opportunity to face Japan in the 2025 Kirin Cup as part of preparations for the World Cup itself. Your thoughts on the Japanese team itself, right? The players they've got in the squad and what they are doing at their respective clubs and what you think they can actually do, starting off with that game against Ghana.
Say it again?
Yeah, I mean, your thoughts on the Japanese squad, the talent you've seen there. Are you okay with what you've seen?
Yes, I think Japanese, Japanese national team is in good shape. So maybe we have some proven record in the last World Cup
Yeah.
games. In the last time, Japan gained 16th among the top 16th.
Yeah.
And in the group league, they even attained the giant killing, like victory over Spain and Germany.
Yeah.
And since then, Japanese teams maintained the high level of winning ratio since then. And then recently, Japanese samurai blues defeat the Brazilian national team.
So you're okay with?
Yeah, I think I was okay, but I am a little bit afraid about some top players. I got injured.
Yeah.
And won't be able to attend the meeting, like Mitoma, and also Japanese national goalkeeper, Mr. Suzuki Zion.
Yeah.
His father happened to be Ghanaian,
Ghanaian,
and his mother is Japanese.
Okay. And your thoughts on the Black Stars itself? A few hurdles here and there under the coach Otuado, but in fact, Ghana can actually hit his chest and say that they've got a very good record when it comes to the World Cup than Japan, because they reached the quarterfinals of the World Cup in 2010. What are your thoughts about the current squad that you've seen under the coach Otuado?
Yes. I heard that there was in the 2010
Yeah.
since I've heard that there was a lack of leadership to lead a new player base and the team due to the retirement and maybe performance decline of key players who fought in 2010. But this time, I think under the leadership of coach Ado, I think Ghanaian team is maintaining good form. I think for the recent 5 matches, there was no defeat for the Ghanaian team. I think and having squared the spot in the main tournament by finishing first in the African qualifiers for the World Cup. So maybe I'm looking forward to seeing Ghanaian performance in the World Cup.
You're looking forward to see how Ghana performs
Yeah.
at the World Cup, and also keeping tabs on how Japan also performs.
I'm looking forward to Ghanaian team going to the final stage.
The final stage. Okay. Talk to me about, beyond the senior national team, how do you think Ghana and Japan can actually grow the women's football? I say so because you don't see a lot of Japanese women playing a lot of these football matches. But what do you think can be that growth these two countries can have?
Yes. And we are very proud of Japanese women's football. National team, of course. It's in the ranked between, I think, top five. Also, Japanese women's football team is called Nadeshiko Japan, has won the World Cup once, and it could be a model for Ghana's female football in terms of coaching. I think finding and developing the promising players.
Yeah. Okay. Great
We
stuff.
can give some some lessons to them. I think
To Ghana.
to Ghana.
Great stuff. Let's talk about the Japanese national team, right? Since 1998, the performance has been the the group stage exit, the round of 16. They've never reached the quarterfinals of the main tournament, unlike South Korea themselves, who can actually say that they have a better record. Do you think they can actually do something different at this next summer's World Cup?
Yes. In comparison, the last time, I think the number of Japanese football players playing actively in the European leagues are increasing on the rise. So maybe they learn a lot of things not only the positive aspect, also negative aspect. So those kind of lessons and experience enable them to do to be able to cope with unexpected situation, which will often happen in the World Cup.
Great. What's the culture like? The football culture in Japan itself like? Have you got that immense support for the national team? What's the culture like?
In fact, I think traditionally, baseball used to be the most popular sport in Japan. Right now, since creation of the J League for football in 1998, I think,
Okay.
Japan took a leap to the different stage. Now the most popular sport among the youth is definitely football.
Oh, okay.
And also, Japanese professional football club has a very unique system in terms of developing youth programs.
So that has grown from 1998 since they started competing in the World Cup. You think that the football has gotten to that level?
Yeah.
Would you say that is what has contributed to the team not performing so well at the World Cups? Because you look at that performance in the World Cup and what they do in the Asian tournament, there's a huge difference. They seem to perform well in Asia, but with the World Cup itself, they don't do well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it depends on which group Japan will be in. I think
For the draw.
for the draw.
Okay. Let's look at this. In the past, Japanese players like Jindo Morishita, like I mentioned, he played for Dwarfs. All right. I think he was the first Japanese player to actually come to Ghana and come play for the Ghana Premier League, and we saw that support. Do you think that strengthened the tie between Ghana and Japan?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And what was the story like? Did you guys reach out to him? And are people in Japan also looking to come down here and play in our league?
Yes. I have some communication with the Japanese Football Association. They hope to have more African players with strong physical abilities, and Ghana players, including in that position. So maybe we could have more exchange of players and coaches among two countries.
And you mentioned coaches. We had Kenichi Yatsuhashi for Accra Hearts of Oak at the time. He left. We've not seen any Japanese come back coach to the team again. Did your guys also reach out to him? What was the talk? What was his time like here?
Okay, and maybe in the past, I think in the case of Yatsuhashi, is a very rare one, because we don't have any coordinated collaboration between the football association of both countries. But maybe this time around, maybe the friendship match between the two countries provide good opportunity for both associations to work closely, understand each other's strong points. As I mentioned, Japanese Football Association are looking forward to having more physical strength Ghanaian players.
Okay.
And also we could provide some intellectual maybe lessons and experience in terms of youth development and management of club, a football club rooted in the community.
You mentioned the youth football development, and that was my next question. Are there steps to be taken to have that relationship or connection with Japanese embassies in academies in the country to help also grow these youth talents we've got here?
Yes, maybe so. In that sense, I think we could have more, communication between the two countries, football association.
Right.
So they can talk about the area in which they can work more closely.
And how does the embassy facilitate or encourage that sports-related exchanges between Japan and Ghana?
I think at the embassy of Japan, we could have some, role of connecting people between each countries. As I mentioned, maybe the officials in the football association in both countries.
You
so
think
as
that
myself, as I mentioned, I have a personal communication connection with the Japanese Football Association.
Have you had that same communication with the Ghana Football Association yet?
Not yet. I'm looking forward to have.
Okay, great stuff. Let's speak about sports infrastructure. Japan is well noted as highly rated when it comes to that stuff. In our part of the country, we cannot say same. What do you think has been a challenge for us? I mean, based on what you've read or seen here in Ghana?
I think maybe in terms of sports infrastructure, I think the Ghanaian Ghana has facing a challenge things, and maybe we could have some lesson in the case of Japan.
Okay.
So we have a law that mandates allocation of revenues, a part of revenue to the improvement and the construction of sports facilities, especially in the community areas. So the revenues of so-called soccer betting, soccer lotteries.
Yeah, you think we can get funds from that to help improve infrastructure?
Yeah.
But you get worried as an ambassador to Japanese ambassador to Ghana when you see news like Ghana in the news for infrastructure deficit and all of that, challenges with infrastructure. Does that get you unsettled a bit?
Yeah.
Based on what you've seen in Japan?
Yes. So maybe in the past, I think football world facing the same challenges in terms of lack of funding for the infrastructure. So maybe since the introduction of the new law mandating the allocation of certain amount of revenue from the soccer lotteries, the situation has changed dramatically.
Okay. Have you been to any of our stadium to watch the games, Black Stars, Ghana Premier League, any of
I
it?
like to go to the Accra main stadium.
Accra Sports Stadium?
Yeah.
When was the last time you went there?
No. I've never been there. So maybe I'm looking forward to go there.
Oh, you've never been there?
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to well, what is holding you back?
No. So though I didn't have any chance to go there.
Okay.
That's why. So maybe I have some another business and the duties. But in the near future, I like to go there.
You would be there?
Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. I'm asking because Ghana's last game against Comoros, that was the World Cup qualifiers. A lot of people were there. I saw people from different walks of life there to support Ghana because of the football heritage we've got. That's why I'm asking if you were there, though. Talk to me about the Olympics. Japan hosted it in 2021. We had Ghana representation also over there. What was it like for the country to host that Olympics? People from different countries competing in different events, different athletes, more than 2,000 athletes were there to compete. What was it like?
So remember the Tokyo Olympics 2021.
Yes.
Yeah. It was held a very a special occasion. So at that time, the COVID-19 was still there. So the Tokyo Olympic originally supposed to be held in 2020, and it extended
in 2021.
1 year. So maybe even in 2021, the COVID is still infectious one and facing some kind of crisis issue. So the first lessons Ghana can take from Japanese experience in organizing major such event is that we have kind of a points such as the spread of ideas of infectious disease control and crisis management. As you mentioned, many people across the world come together, so we could have some organization and coordination for them to accommodate the needs, not only the sports fans and sports players and coaches, but also some spectators from all over the world. So we successfully held the such event in a very difficult situation, and also maybe so on concurrently Paralympics was also held. So that Paralympics spread the notion of diversity, inclusivity. So that is a very good lesson for not only the Japanese people but also some other countries to be taken up.
Well, what was your thoughts about Japan in a whole at the Olympics? Well, what do you think? Were you impressed with the performance in general from what you saw from them?
Yes, the success of I think Tokyo Olympic 2021 is that the fact that Japanese players played very well. They got lots of medals, including golds, and that's kind of a good achievement. Brought about kind of enthusiasm among the people, which support the vision of Olympics. But during the COVID-19, there's a kind of massive argument about whether they would be cancelled or expanded. So what is the rationale for holding such a event in this kind of crisis situation?
And your thoughts about Ghana's athletes as well in that period? Were you paying particular attention to them as well?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts about them?
I think
from what you saw with the Japanese athletes and the Ghanaian athletes, did you see a huge difference in terms of the competition level?
Yeah, no. I think even more, I think, in terms of physical strength, individual, Ghanaian players, I think, superior to the those of Japanese.
To the Japanese?
Players.
Really?
Yeah.
People think that you guys are way super fast. Okay, so the physical strength is what we have more than the Japanese.
But we are, at the same time proud of, teamwork.
Okay.
And coordinated tactics or those kind of things, which complement the weakness of physical strength.
So that's why people say that the Asian countries are very, very fast, especially with the Japanese and the Koreans. That's why the people say that. Okay.
And also maybe I think thanks to the technology and outcome of sports science and sports medicine, I think Japanese people I think make the most of this kind of outcomes.
How do you think we can actually get that in our part of the world when we want to pay particular attention to sports science, technology and all of that? I mean, Ghana is trying, but you look at the other countries, they are miles ahead comparing to Ghana.
Japan has a good model, UK.
Okay. You
remember the UK Olympics?
Yeah.
They performed very well, and we researched the secret of the success of the UK's Olympic. So we found that sports science is a play kind of a driving force for them to perform well.
And is that okay with what you've seen in terms of promoting our youth players too? Have you seen that rise to here in Ghana?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, maybe so. In Ghana, I think many star players go to Europe.
Yeah,
and maybe so. I'd like to see the more kind of exchange among maybe go and come and back. I think between the Ghana and I think European leagues.
Okay.
So that's why I think the development system at the youth level is very important.
Okay. Secondly, let's do this. Ahead of the draw, I'm going to push. I know you're not in charge of the draw though, but the draw which is on December 5, I'm sure you'll be keeping tabs on which group Japan goes and which group Ghana goes. Japan were one of the first team, not one of the first team, they were actually the first team to qualify for the World Cup. What do you think should be, or what would you call a favorable draw to see Japan progress or make some statements at the World Cup?
I think it's very difficult to answer. Maybe we don't like to, Ghana and Japan in the same group.
Okay.
Maybe we like to, Japan, we like to have a match, hopefully, in the final.
Ghana, Japan in the final.
At least I think quarterfinal.
Maybe quarterfinal for Japan or Ghana?
Yeah.
Both countries?
Yeah, both countries.
Oh, okay. And who would you be supporting when the two countries get there?
Yeah, so it's very difficult to answer. So the duty of ambassador, which is served to the Japan and also have some good relation with the Ghana.
Okay.
I think we support both teams and cheer and watching the TV closely.
Okay. Ambassador, my final two questions. These are on a very light note, though. I know you've got yourself into the Ghanaian culture. What would be, or what would you say is your favorite Ghanaian dish?
Well, first, I love the jollof rice, which is very similar to the Japanese, some fried rice.
Okay.
And then
the Japanese also have a fried rice?
Yes.
What's the name called?
Cha.
Cha.
It's the origin come from China.
Oh, okay.
But the clear difference between the jollof and the Japanese fried rice is that Ghanaian jollof use a lot of palm oil.
Okay. A lot of palm oil?
Yeah. But in Japan, I think Japanese we don't use such lot of oil.
Oh, okay.
It's a very healthy one.
Okay. And how about Ghanaian music? Is there anything you listen to?
Yeah, I love high life.
Oh, do you want to mention any one of them?
Maybe the last year I think Ghanaian modern high life band called I think Saint-Tropez.
Okay.
Saint-Tropez went on a tour in Japan.
Okay.
And they made a huge success.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Japan?
In Japan.
Oh, I see. So you fell in love with that?
Yeah.
That music?
Yeah. And also dance. I think every Ghanaian has a kind of a talent of a dancing thing.
Is that the same with Japan?
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe so because of I think among the young people, dancing is getting more and popular, and many Japanese youth dance very well. But some elder people, including me, are not the case.
All right. Let me just ask you some few stuff about Ghana and Japan when it comes to the football itself. I mean, I know you've mentioned some more, but just quick thoughts on. I mean, Ghana will not be playing at the AFCON. There will be. It means that they would have to stay and prepare for the World Cup. There were some people who were not too impressed with the head coach's performance, and they called for the sack. Is that the same thing you guys do when it comes to Japan? Things are not working well.
Yes, I think it's the same phenomena across I think world.
Yeah.
When Japanese national team is defeated, maybe the huge criticize on the coach. So there's some argument whether the coach should go or not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same, I think.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, normally with what you guys do, when you're appointing coaches, are there some KPIs you look to set for him and say that, okay, they don't meet the targets, they have to walk away. Is that what is being done in your country?
Yes. I don't have much, enough knowledge about that, specific, areas. But I think maybe when assuming the, job of coaching, I think the guy is supposed to, instructed to have some, specific, I think, goals.
And are there any plans for like future cultural or exchange, sports exchange programs under the embassy's initiative? Have you got something like that?
Yes. Maybe so in the current situation, the embassy for the kind of a ambassador's cup on martial arts, for martial arts.
Okay.
Apart from that, we don't have any specific, programs. It may be the coaching and training going through the, some volunteers, who have some, experience in the field of martial arts.
Okay.
And some other, Japanese, non-governmental, organization playing some, roles in the field of baseball. But so maybe in general, so maybe the year after next, that is the 2027, Japan and Ghana marked, 3 anniversaries.
Okay.
One is 70 years anniversary of the diplomatic ties between Ghana and Japan. Japan approved Ghana as a country, developed country, at the same year of the independence. The second one is, the Japanese, overseas volunteers are very active. It's the 50 years anniversary since the insertion of the activities.
Okay.
And the third one is, the Dr. Hideo Noguchi. And it's a 100 years anniversary since Dr. Noguchi arrived at the soul of Ghana.
Yeah.
So maybe both two countries is going to have some, partnership through some specific projects and events. So we like to think about what kind of activities could be, carried out. Maybe the sports, also maybe animation and then gaming, so-called soft culture, could be some, potential area for us to explore.
Okay. It's good that you mentioned that. You just drew my attention to something. The last time the launch happened here with the various federations who were leading, so Kendo, Jiu-Jitsu, and others. What I thought about the various federation heads who are looking to make the sports known to the young talents we've got. Is that why you're in support of the 2025 Japanese Ambassadors Cup?
Yes, as I mentioned, I think in general speaking, I think Ghanaian, youth have a, very, good, physical, strength.
Yeah.
And they are very skillful at playing some things. So if when you look at the, tournaments of the judo or kendo, you might be amazed by the, high level of performance. I think when they have a given opportunity to be trained and play in the competition, I think they can have a potential improve their skills. So we are looking to see in the future, I think, maybe some top players who are playing well in the international competition, including Olympics.
Okay. And are the federations here doing very well to make sure that the sports is impact the knowledge they know to the young talents? Talking about Jiu-Jitsu, Kendo, Judo, are they doing very well? Are you excited with what you've seen with them?
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I think, and also for martial arts, beyond the just the mere sports, it's an opportunity for the player to be disciplined, learn some important values.
That's great stuff. That's great stuff. Your final thoughts, or maybe your final two thoughts on November 15 and 16. Is it it's the first time it's happening, right? The Japanese Ambassadors Cup.
It's, I think, 26 for judo.
Okay.
And for me, it's it's the second time.
For you, it will be the second time.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the first one like, and what are you expecting? I mean, for you being the second time.
The last time I think was held, I think, in the last March. So because of the election here in Ghana.
Yeah.
So maybe the regular, annual, Ambassador Cup, will be supposed to be held in November.
Mm.
So in that sense, I think it's the first time. So we're really looking forward to see more, enthusiasm among, Ghanaian youth to play well.
Okay. And with the Ghanaian youth, when you see them do whatever they do, whether it is kendo, jiu-jitsu, or whatever it is, do you see some similarities or do you see differences with what you see with the Japanese athletes?
Japanese, in comparison with Japanese, it's the same.
It's the same?
Yeah.
They are able to pick up the skills of what you see in the Japanese?
In the physical fit, I think the Ghanaian, players, have some more superior, I think, physical, abilities.
Yeah.
Maybe that's height and then strength.
Okay, and that helps with them picking up.
Yeah.
Picking up that.
Yeah, picking up. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but does that? Looking at the infrastructure, I mean, what I know is that it's just one venue that normally hosts these kind of championships. Are there future plans to actually have it at multiple venues that you can expand the tournament and say this is way more bigger?
Yes, we hope. So we like to think about what can be done to enhance more tournaments and train, but we have some challenges in terms of financial strength.
Okay, for now.
Yeah, now.
I'm hoping that going forward it will be way more better. Yeah. Then the final one, would you have some trainers from Japan coming here to come and watch what Ghana is doing in that Ambassadors Cup?
Maybe, so as I mentioned, there's official program to dispatch some coaches from Japan.
Okay.
But there are several volunteers, staff and private company, Japanese companies resident with experience in the field. But those people are voluntarily playing the role of coaching. That is a very good one. Okay. So that is a kind of a starting point.
Okay, okay. I'm hoping that it turns out successful as well. November 15 and 16, right? We'll be there to actually support it and make it very big. And just like you also put it in the World Cup, hopefully Japan and Ghana do well when the draw has been done. But I'm hoping that you are not being paired in the same group, right?
Yeah. And also maybe November 14th, that the friendly match between Ghana and Japan in football.
Oh, you are going to beat Ghana? Japan is going to beat Ghana. Are you hoping for that? I mean, the last time they played, it was Japan 4.
I don't know which year. I think is that 50-50 possibility for each of them,
each of the teams.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for doing this with me. And hopefully, like I said, we're hoping that the two countries will do well at the World Cup, and also all the best in the 2025 Japanese Ambassadors Cup. I appreciate doing this with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so that's His Excellency Hiroshi Yoshimoto, Japan's ambassador to Ghana, touching on a lot of things, the martial art, cultural exchange, and also the Black Stars who are set to play the Samurai Blues of Japan in the first game of the 2025 Kirin Cup, and then they take on South Korea 4 days later as part of preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup set to be hosted in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. I'm Gabi Ofer. Just stay tuned to this channel. We're back with some more exciting interview session with our big personalities. Thank you so much for doing the watching with us.